With access to the Voter Locator app, you'll be able to turn a sea of data into strategic information in just a few clicks. Imagine you have polling data suggesting a certain demographic and voter profile strongly favors a campaign or candidate, such as Black and Asian female from ages 30 to 50. The map points update to reflect these selections, and I can change base maps to provide better contrast between the data and the background. The button below activates the spreadsheet where the count of 87,585 records has been isolated from the filtering applied. If I wanted to constrain my advertising budget, I could apply further filters such as birth state being California in this case. I then limit those records to show the just over 1,800 voters whose parameters match the filters we've applied. So I can focus advertising on those records that you see highlighted now across the state, and again download these from export all to CSV. To increase the pool of data, I'll add foreign-born Americans in this hypothetical by clicking OC from this birth state list. This brings the record count to almost 11,000, which again I can download to CSV and do some sorting in Excel and get lists of zip codes where I want to focus targeted outreach and advertising, which I could filter by one or multiple counties, which in this case I'll choose Forsyth. And you'll see that limits the features on the map, which I'll zoom to, and the count is now 307. Keep in mind there's a filter by map extent button in this spreadsheet. Just be cognizant as to whether or not that's turned on or off for your needs. I'm going to keep it off. So of those 300 records, I can now do further analysis by adding map layers from perhaps the US Census or consumer spending habits. And you'll see I can add from poverty, income, racial dynamics, which are actually already included in our data. Vehicle availability is an interesting one if you're perhaps wanting to do outreach on public transit solutions that you're offering. I'll just go into the layer list here and move the registered data points on top of the layer I've just added. In this scenario, it's clear there's a lot in these two census tracts down here, and so I'll use the select by feature button in the map. You'll see 18 points listed there. I can click the three dots, go to View Attribute Table, and then Export Selected to CSV, and I'll get that list with phone numbers, addresses, and more. Go to the Graph tab and see the registration date for all of these highlighted voters. I'm going to use a spatial filter to limit map features. And then click Apply. And I can then see the graph of when these people registered to vote, and you'll see there's no real trend here, so that's just individual voter registration dates for the different years that you see there in the list. When I'm done with a particular scenario, I'll just refresh the web page to get back to the default settings of the map. Some other scenarios that are useful with the data are filtering by registration date, so you can see, for instance, the amount of people who registered as unaffiliated in the last month. And to keep the dashboard simple, all the numbers that reflect your filtering are going to be shown in the spreadsheet. So 12,386 have registered as unaffiliated in the last month. I'll now clear that filter. The map takes a bit of time to update. So with this filter cleared, you'll see that number go back up to the full 2.8+ million record data set.